Today I'm going to show you one of my really old spots that I learned how to fly rate mode at. This is not really considered a cool spot, you know what I mean? There's not really much going on here. You know, you always see people diving these huge cliffs and buildings and flying crazy abando spots and stuff. So this goes out to the people that don't have time to do that. I'm going to show you guys my thought process on how to make compelling flight footage at a spot that may be considered not that cool by today's standards. You could do some really cool, like what I call wall stalls to kind of ride the top corner of the roof. Obviously we have tons and tons of light posts. Of course, we got a lot of trees through here that you can slalom through. Normally, I actually do this in the goggles. I fly around and do some pre-flight. I just kind of warm up, scope out the area. You can kind of fly up high. You might see some like holes that you can dive in and things like that. You just can't get much of a perspective on the ground, but I'm just giving you guys a really like quick outlook. All right, so we're on the other side of the parking lot and this is the canopy area I was thinking about flying. You can actually look up here. There's some interesting stuff up here. You could probably fly all the way through that left side. It's big enough that you could cruise through there. I might actually try to do that and maybe dive down right when it ends. There is a chair over there, and since that's not my property, I'm not gonna move it. I'm just gonna be mindful that when I come in or exit from that side, that there is something right there, so just be prepared for that. Two more tips before we get flying. One is follow the contour of the environment. Like if you have hills that are going up and down, you wanna actually ride up and down those. If you have straight edges, you might wanna, you know, follow those some. Like that's one thing I love to do on the corner of a building right here is actually ramp up and kind of follow it, you know what I mean? So, you know, follow the contours, try to follow the environment and just line up with it like parallel. Secondly, flow. It's all about flow. Chain these things together. For example, you could actually be flying on the ground, hop up, do a wall stall, come back down and then go into the balcony over there, jump up over this light post, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to chain it together. You're just doing it as you go. All right, so now that we've gone over a few things and I've kind of pointed out a few spots, let's see if we can actually make something cool out of this. Let's get behind the goggles, fly around this place and see if we can make something cool.
We gon' be okay, we gon' be alright. 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 Must have been 211 when the world ended. At least it felt like it at the time. Teenage years make a heartbreak worse. Plus a lot was going on, couldn't stop it at the time. Dad tried to flip the house. Funny that it all ended upside down. Known for being optimistic, started feeling different. Couldn't fix it, started writing lyrics, all because nobody tried to hear it. Around the same time, hooked to the nicotine. Music and the smoke were synonymous to me, it seemed. Paid prices through the vices, both sides. Obsessed with a vision, I knew I could make mine. I knew it would take time, I knew they would outshine. Thought it was just music, didn't know that they would take sides. Freestyle at the party, they said turn it down. Sorry, was I talking over what you're gossiping about? Small town with dreams that didn't involve skis. Looking at me like a weirdo, outside of the scene. Stuck to my friends, stopped fucking with fair weather. But the maple showers brought out the Mayweather. Didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I couldn't stop. Wasn't slowing down, even when my fourth tape dropped. Around the time I was drunk most my freshman year. Was so focused on my craft that my grades got weird. Thought I figured out, I just wasn't made for degrees. Went home, then I went back, early 14. All my friends had new friends and I lived off campus in a dingy apartment on a twin bed mattress. Sucked, but I kept my grades up for a bit. I would kick it with some homies every now and again, but the Laramie cold was keeping me inside. And I was smoking on the green when I needed to write. Wasn't able to sleep or even write without it. And being alone made my anxiety spike. If I was hanging with the group, I was drinking that night. Couldn't handle being out without a drink in my sight. Was a mess working on
All right, that was a lot of fun. I had to end the flight prematurely, or well, technically my quad did, because I ejected a motor, and the motor's fine, the quad's fine, but the bolts came off because I forgot to put Loctite on it. My bad, I make mistakes. Sorry guys. Hopefully I got enough footage to make a cool video for you guys. Normally I would just delete this whole thing, but I'm gonna try to post more and just post it anyway. So hopefully you guys learned something. If not, I'm sorry, just keep flying, keep staying inspired. I promise you, you'll get it. If you're not flying with anyone, if you can't find anyone to fly with, go on Facebook and make your own group. And that's how we did it in Atlanta. You know, we had like 2 guys, me, Steele, and a guy named Chris Brand that flew together. We made a group on Facebook and it just started growing and growing, and we had like weekend meetings, and now it's huge. It's got hundreds of people. So love you guys. Please like, subscribe, and comment and share if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.